What's going on, guys? It's your boy Kent Wayne here. I thought today I'd pretty much talk about part 2 of the Snyder Cut that I made a video of yesterday. I talked about my review of the Snyder Cut Justice League, and I have to say that there were a lot of things that I left out. Hopefully with this video I could probably clarify some of the stuff that I had mentioned in yesterday's video, so let's get right to it. I hope that everyone has got a chance to see the Snyder Cut. It's one of the most, if not the most anticipated movie that a lot of DC fans have been waiting to see since that Justice League movie that came out 3 years ago. You know, I know a lot of us shouldn't really be talking about that movie. Some of us wants to forget that that movie even existed. But to say Warner Brothers, they want to say that that movie is still canon to what is, the DCEU. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I will say that it isn't something to be all happy about, because we all know that movies that tied into the current DCEU right now, where we have Wonder Woman 84, Shazam, Aquaman, they tried to go for a more lighter tone for DC, but with the Snyder Cut it was more dark tone. That's the difference between DC and Marvel, is that what is right now is that Marvel is considered the light heart of the movie entertainment, whereas DC has always had its dark moments. Now, I'm not here to say that Marvel is trash or anything, because with me, I like both Marvel and DC. Again, I usually prefer Marvel due to the fact that I grew up, not Marvel, what am I saying? I'm saying I prefer DC more than Marvel, because how I got introduced into superheroes was because of was because of DC. I keep saying Marvel like I'm a Marvel fan. I'm really not. I'm really not. But it's just the fact that with Marvel's success, I guess a lot of people assume that DC TV should be the same. And I'm not talking about like DC TV like Arrow, Flash. I'm talking about with all this DC properties. Honestly, it's it's not something I can write home to and say, oh yeah, Marvel is the best when it comes to making great movies, because I'm pretty sure that that's not true. Marvel has made a lot of great successes, but with the Snyder Cut, I can honestly say that they actually gave us something that left a lot of plot holes. And this ain't the first time we've seen this. Back when Batman vs Superman first came out, we were introduced to the lineup of two of DC's finest heroes on sharing the big screen together, which is Superman, of course, and Batman. Originally the movie was supposed to be released back in 2015, but it got pushed back to the year 2016. The same year, if anyone can't remember that far, was the same year that Captain America Civil War came out. But I believe the fact that when Captain America Civil War came out, it actually was supposed to be a different movie than what we were given as well. But again, I'll talk about that in another video, hopefully. But yeah, with BVS that came out, we got the theoretical version of the movie, meaning that there were a lot of scenes in that movie that were cut in order to reach a certain time clock or something like that. And it's not something to say that, oh yeah, DC was already sabotaging their movies, because I'm pretty sure after the semi-success of Man of Steel, which by the way, I actually like Man of Steel. That was actually my favorite Superman movie. And I hope that we can still see more of Henry Cavill's Superman, but right now I'm not entirely sure what DC is planning on doing. I really hope that they could just find a way to finish off with Snyder's vision, have a sequel to Justice League, and along with a Justice League 3 movie. You know, that's just something I was really anticipating on seeing. But what can I say about the Snyder Cut? So I remember I had mentioned about I had said something about that the Justice League was supposed to have a build up to it. So what we saw on HBO Max, the Snyder Cut, was that this was an entire story that was well written, in my opinion. It was well told. The characters had a lot of shine, especially those who in the previous movie didn't have a lot of development so far, like Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg, because we was already introduced to Superman and Man of Steel. BVS was mainly more of a Batman movie, and then we also had the introduction of Wonder Woman, which, by the way, her movie, or her character, pretty much had her own solo movie right before the Justice League movie came out. And it's I gotta say that I do enjoy Wonder Woman. I still prefer that movie better than Wonder Woman 84. And I know a lot of people will say that, well, Wonder Woman 84 was a good movie. I don't know what you mean by that. And I'm not saying the movie sucked. It's just, I knew the movie would had a different tone to it, but what I didn't know was that it was gonna be like that. And I'm about to get hit. I knew it. Forgive me on that, but it's the tone of that movie was different compared to what we were supposed to be getting with the Justice League movie. Because as you can tell, if you compare the movie from 2017 up until now, you can tell the tone was different. Very dark. This was the movie we were supposed to be seeing. So I have to admit, I really enjoy some of the stuff I've seen. I enjoyed seeing Martian Manhunter for the first time on the big screen. I wish he had a little bit more to do in the movie than just a little quick cameos. I mean, not quick cameo, quick appearances from here and there. But to know that, you know, Martian Manhunter existed says a lot. And then if anyone that didn't remember that, we actually had a reference to another Green Lantern that also appeared in the movie as well. Now, I'm not talking about the one that got killed by the young Darkseid uses, but there was actually Kilowog that was in a nightmare vision that Batman was having. It was nice to see another member of the Green Lantern Corps make an appearance, even though he pretty much died. But yeah, I'm still hoping that we can get a proper Green Lantern introduction, whether it's John Stewart, Hal Jordan. You know, those two Green Lanterns I like. The one that I remember growing up to the most was Hal Jordan. But then that was when I had watched the Justice League animated series, where it introduced me to John Stewart's Green Lantern, which, again, both of them are good Green Lanterns. Both of them brought something different to the table. So whichever member that they bring, I'm all for it. Like I'm literally all for whoever they bring as the Green Lantern. And I hope that if we were to see a sequel to Justice League, that they introduce other heroes. Like, I know that Shazam already exists within the DCEU, so I hope that we get to see him along with Martian Manhunter. Those two could be the next members they can bring in. The movie Birds of Prey, we were introduced to a Black Canary, which Black Canary could also be an introduction to bringing Green Arrow into the DCEU. So you got two of them. And then with the upcoming Black Adam movie, we're supposed to be getting Hawkman and Dr. Fate, two other heroes that were also members of the Justice League, but they were also a member of a superhero team back in that time period, which is called the Justice Society of America. So who else am I missing? I feel like there's another hero that I'm actually missing. Oh, we were also introduced to Ryan Choi. Ryan Choi is also a superhero. He took on the mantle of the Atom after Ray Palmer. So it could be possible that we'll see another scientist within the Justice League ranks. Hopefully, it's again, I really want to see where they will take this story, because truthfully, I feel like this Justice League movie, I could sit there and say, you know, I really want to see how it would expand. And let's talk about, actually, let me talk about the ending of Justice League. So I remember that I had mentioned about the nightmare scene that was once shown in Batman vs Superman, and we get an extended of what the nightmare scene is. So in that vision, Batman is trying to pretty much find a way to reverse what's going on within the future. You have heroes like Cyborg, Flash, Mira, and Deathstroke, along with the Joker. So, and it's interesting because I was one of those few that that I had no issues with Jared Leto Joker. Like, I had no issues with him at all. I know a lot of folks said that when he first appeared in Suicide Squad that he wasn't a good Joker, and I defended him because it was not that he did a bad job as a Joker. It's just that given the time frame that he had and given the limited amount of scenes that he appeared in, it wasn't enough for us to say that, you know, that this version of him was, something to write home to, because I knew that, I knew just that that the Joker wasn't gonna have much of an impact in the movie. He was more just a side character, and you really can't side character the Joker, especially when you have characters like Harley Quinn in it. Like, I was really anticipating on seeing how Jared Leto would deliver his version of the Joker, because I know after the passing of Heath Ledger, like, no one can outperform Heath Ledger as a Joker. Nobody. And yes, even though Joaquin Phoenix did an excellent job as the character, I still think that Heath Ledger still has the top as the best Joker ever. Like, he performed that character so well that even to this day he is still being talked about. And then seeing Jared Leto, because I know people were very skeptical about this whole gothic style of the Joker, gangster type version of the Joker, where he has all these tattoos on him, talking all weird and all of that. Like, we don't know what's going on, and it's one of those moments where you just sit there and ask yourself, like, what exactly was Jared Leto's Joker supposed to do? Like, and I feel like after seeing his after having his scene in Justice League, it's almost as if like this was the Joker that we should have gotten in Suicide Squad. Like, this was the Joker we should have gotten in Suicide Squad, due to the fact that he did in this one movie, he had way more scenes, way more screen time than he did in Suicide Squad. And I felt like Suicide Squad did him dirty. And it's not and I know some of y'all may say that well, technically whoever directed the movie Suicide Squad has a lot to say, which technically it wasn't David Ayer's fault, because I was told that David Ayer actually was going to make Joker to be the main antagonist of Suicide Squad, but with Warner Brothers, they pretty much butchered that and changed it up to make it more we need a big level threat. So, and I guess they thought that the Joker wouldn't be able to hold his own against a team full of psychopaths and become the main antagonist. So they went ahead and changed that up at the last minute and went with the villain Enchantress being the main antagonist of Suicide Squad. And now that I hope everyone has seen the new trailer for Suicide Squad, I think this one's going to be pretty good. I think that this version of Suicide Squad is going to be pretty good. It's not going to be like the one we saw back in 2016. Of course, the cast is new, but you also have some recurring casts like Amanda Waller, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, and Rick Flag. So you have those recurring characters that was in the previous Suicide Squad movie versus you have new characters, which some of them, I guess I didn't like their designs. You have Polka Dot Man, and you have King Shark, you have the Thinker, you have Peacemaker, you have Bloodsport, you have all kinds of characters, new characters in this movie. So it's a very interesting dynamic. And of course, the villain or the main antagonist of the Suicide Squad. Let me correct myself. The movie is called The Suicide Squad. Get it? They added a "the" in front of Suicide Squad to make it more different than the movie preceding itself, which was called Suicide Squad. and the main antagonist of that movie is Starro. For those who don't know, Starro is actually a giant starfish. I don't know what else I could tell you. If you're not a big comic book fan, I'm just going to ahead and tell you that Starro is this giant starfish that pretty much take over the mind of its victims. And if you're still confused by that, I'll do a video on who Starro is, give you a little bit more backstory. Yeah, it's just a giant starfish that clamps on someone's face and takes over their mind, pretty much. But don't get me wrong, don't think that because a starfish does that, it's considered a weak antagonist. Like, this creature was strong enough to take over most of the entire Justice League, because it's strong enough to take over powerful beings. So don't think that because it's just a giant starfish that just clamps on someone's face and take over their mind. Like, it's a lot deeper than that, because I'm pretty sure that if this starfish is strong enough to control the minds of like Martian Manhunter, Superman, Shazam, Wonder Woman, all those powerhouses, then you're in for a rude awakening. And so again, like, another DCU movie that could possibly not tie into the Snyderverse. A lot of folks have been calling it the Snyderverse, and if DC and you know, with DC trying to do this whole multiverse thing, it's more like them saying that, okay, so y'all can do y'all's thing, we'll continue doing our thing. And you know, that's something that I wish that they do. Like, how about instead of just scrapping all of the ideas of Snyder, why don't we just have two different versions of the DCE? We can have one where it focuses on just Snyder's vision, and then you also have another version where, okay, then we can just do that with the DCEU, like, just have them lighthearted movies. Because, you know, when it comes to superhero movies, they're all good with the whole multiverse thing. So we can do it like that, but don't make it into some kind of a CW type thing. That was kind of cheesy. I don't need no more cheesy one-liners from my favorite heroes doing all kinds of stuff. So yeah, just do that. But again, I got sidetracked from the nightmare scene. So in that scene, and the nightmare scene, the nightmare scene was actually going to be the sequel towards Justice League 2. We were going to see how in the second Justice League movie that it all takes place within the nightmare scene. We would have seen how this whole futuristic version of the world has changed since what we saw from the first Justice League movie. And of course, you know, this version of this universe is all about Superman losing his mind. Well, not necessarily losing his mind, but falling into the anti-life equation because of the death of his wife along with his unborn child. So with the loss of that, again, for those who did not know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all knew, Superman's the person that Superman is holding in that vision was actually Lois Lane. And also with that, Lois was pregnant. If anyone who didn't catch on to that, there was a scene in the movie where we saw a pregnancy test next to Lois, indicating that she is pregnant in this universe. So with Lois being pregnant, this, you know, doomed Superman. This is also the same as it was back in the Injustice comic when Superman and Lois were a couple, and she was also pregnant at that time. And you know, oh wow, I didn't realize there's a lot of villains here, or a lot of thugs. But dang, I got hit. You don't hit Batman. I used to be really good at this. I never once got hit when I played Batman, but it's because I haven't played this in so long. But yeah, they were trying to go with dang, I keep getting hit, man. This is not good. Not good at all. I don't know what it is. But yeah, so with Lois being pregnant, this devastated Superman to a point where he fell victim to the anti-life equation that Darkseid has been looking for eon. And I don't know if anyone paid attention to this, but I had a friend of mine that also is a DC fan that told me that that the anti-life equation was actually hidden within Themyscira. Because I remember in this scene when Steppenwolf was on some kind of land and he told Darkseid that he found the anti-life equation, someone had mentioned that the anti-life equation could possibly be within Themyscira. And if anyone who noticed during the whole flashback scene with the whole gods fighting off against Darkseid and his forces, that they were actually on Themyscira when all this happened. And, you know, I didn't even notice that at the time because, you know, again, I was so caught up within the movie that I didn't really pay attention to that little small detail. Now, I don't know. It's a theory, but it also makes sense because it did look similar to Themyscira when Steppenwolf came back to reclaim the Mother Box. So that was a pretty little theory that I may have to look into that a little bit more to see, but that was a pretty good theory that my friend had mentioned. But again, with the nightmare scene, Superman succumbed to the anti-life equation and he ends up turning bad, and you have remaining heroes like Batman, Aquaman's dead, Batman, Mira, Flash, Cyborg, Deathstroke, and Joker. So this seems like this is before the Flash and the Nightmare went back in time to warn Bruce about Lois being the key to everything. So you know, it's something I was looking forward to, because the scene where the heroes lost, the scene where it all lead to, like, I was really anxious to see how Darkseid was able to acquire the anti-life equation and use it to take over Earth. I would like to see how he battled against majority of the Justice League and end up killing them. And, you know, other heroes I was also hoping to see. I was wondering what would happen to characters like Shazam or Martian Manhunter, Green Arrow, Black Canary. I know they weren't, you know, even talked about, but I assume that they probably had died within the nightmare scene. So there wasn't either that they died or we just haven't seen them just yet. And, you know, I just hope that we get a chance to see exactly, you know, where the other heroes are, just to indicate that, okay, then that this that we get to see exactly like a shared connected universe. And then not only that ending scene we just saw, I also like the fact that Joker had mentioned about the death of Robin, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm really anxious to see how Joker went about killing Robin. Now, I'm not a big fan, and I mean, hear me out, guys, hear me out. I'm not a big fan of Dick Grayson being the Robin that Joker killed. For anyone who's a big comic fan, you know that Joker killed Jason Todd. And if you're not into the comics, you know, Batman had multiple Robins. I would say in theory he had a total of 6 Robins. Now, hear me out. So Dick Grayson is the first Robin that Batman recruits in his crusade. Dick Grayson. Everyone loves Dick Grayson. If you are a comic fan, people say that Dick Grayson may be their favorite version of Robin because he was more of the optimistic Robin. He was more of the opposite of Batman, where Batman is more dark. Robin was more of a anchor to Batman that keeps him, you know, in check from succumbing to darkness. Then you have Jason Todd, who is the second Robin after Dick Grayson, when Dick Grayson became Nightwing and retired the character Robin. Jason took up on the mantle, but the thing with Jason is that what made him so different from Dick is that Jason had anger issues. He grew up on the streets. His anger led him to a lot of trouble. And so one day Jason went after the Joker. Joker kidnapped him and pretty much beats him to death with a crowbar, tied up, and then left him for dead. and you know, Batman mourned him. And why in this game is also the same as well. A lot of people, there were fans that said they didn't like this version of the Robin character. So a lot of fans said that they wish that this Robin died. So I guess the DC writers decided to write out Jason by killing him off, which is why you have death in the family. The third Robin is Tim Drake, which is one of the smarter Robins. He's more like Batman when it comes to the detective side. As a matter of fact, this version of Robin was the only one who deduced the identity of both Batman and Robin. And he became more of a detective version of Robin. And then you have Damian Wayne, who is the son of Batman, which in turn, of course, he's legitimately the son of Batman and Talia al Ghul, the daughter of Ra's al Ghul and head of the League of Assassins. Which this version of Robin is actually more bloodthirsty. Of course, he was trained within the League of Assassins. So the fifth Robin is Stephanie Brown, the daughter of Spoiler. No, not Spoiler. I'm stupid. That's her identity. I'm stupid for saying that. No, Stephanie Brown is the daughter of Clue Master. She became the fourth. She really became the fourth Robin in between from Tim Drake, but then she went ahead and took on the moniker of Batgirl at the time as well, until she went back and took her original name, which was going to be Spoiler. And of course, the sixth Robin is Carrie Kelly. Carrie Kelly is the sixth Robin to Batman, and she was actually Robin in the Dark Knight Returns comic and also the Dark Knight Returns animated movie. As you can see, she wasn't as well experienced as the previous Robins before her. She was just literally a girl who just decided to say, you know what, Batman needs a Robin and I'm going to join his crusade. She didn't really fight for real. And you know, one of her gadgets was actually a slingshot, literally a slingshot. So again, but don't knock it out. Don't knock her out, because you know, she earned her title being Robin. So again, like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm really anxious to see exactly how this version of Robin died within the Snyderverse, because you know, we got a glimpse of it back in BBS. We got a glimpse of that Robin back in the Robin suit in BBS, and again, I was just wanting to see exactly where they were going to take that character, and of course, we never got a chance to see it. So I wanted to see that, but then Batman also mentioned that Harley Quinn had died, which I like the confrontation with Ben Affleck's Batman and Jared Leto's Joker. Like, I like that chemistry they had going on. That's something I wish we could have seen more with the DCEU Snyderverse going forward. I would love to see how that would have taken out with how Harley had died within this, and how Batman wants to say that it's Joker's fault that Harley had died. So again, it would have been nice to see that, to see how that happened. I would have preferred Harley, you know, be alive and be within the Nightmare universe, because it would have been nice to have a little bit of her craziness mixtured with the rest of the remaining heroes of the DCEU. Also, another ending scene that happened was also the scene that we saw in the previous movie with Deathstroke meeting Lex Luthor on a yacht. Now, this scene played out a lot different. So in the Justice League version back in 2017, the reason Lex Luthor called Deathstroke here was so that he could form the Legion of Doom, which again, I would have loved to see the Legion of Doom on the big screen. Like, that would have been real neat to have an all super villain team. And I'm not talking about Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad just mainly semi-villains, anti-heroes, etc. But the Legion of Doom is a pure super villain team, and I would have loved to see, you know, I would have loved to see that on the big screen. Like, see what type of Legion characters we would have seen within the team, and who they went going up against. You know, honestly, I would have been all right if they did the Forever Eager comic where they brought in the evil version of the Justice League from another alternate Earth. That would have been nice to see them go up against that, or them going up against like another bigger threat. I can't really say who, but I would have preferred, you know, in my opinion, I would have liked to see that version of them like on the big screen as well, because we've already got scenes with we're about to get a Black Adam movie, which is set to release in 2022 in July. We've already seen Lex Luthor, Deathstroke. We've already seen Black Manta. I know Black Manta would have also made a great addition to the Legion of Doom, and we've also seen Cheetah from Wonder Woman 84. So basically, you've already got, I would say, 4 or maybe 5 members of the Legion of Doom already. You have Lex Luthor, Deathstroke, you have Black Adam, Cheetah, and Black Manta. So yeah, that's pretty much 5 members of the Legion of Doom that could, you know, be a great addition to the team. And I will say the other members are probably missing are enemies from the Flash and Green Lantern, which whoever they decide to choose for the Flash, I could say it could either be Reverse Flash or Captain Cold or any characters like that. I know that Captain Boomerang is also a Flash, but I don't think he would be part of a team like the Legion of Doom, because again, he's just a crook. He's not like pure evil, like Lex Luthor type evil, like want to dominate the world or something. He's just more of a, you know, crook that just want to get paid and get rich. So, and with that, it was again, I would love to see that. But in the Snyder version of this movie, this scene would have played out, because this scene would have actually led into the solo Ben Affleck Batman movie we were hoping we were gonna get when it was first announced back in 2017. In 2018, that we were supposed to be getting a solo Ben Affleck Batman movie. And in this scene, Lex Luthor revealed to Deathstroke the identity of Batman, who happens to be Bruce Wayne. And you know, that scene played out a little bit different, because Deathstroke actually was kind of happy to know that the person that he wanted to beat the longest was actually Bruce Wayne, a billionaire. So and you know, it was once said that Ben Affleck's Batman movie was actually kind of like the Arkham series style Batman, which I would have loved to see. I would have loved to see Ben Affleck Batman and Joe Manganiello. I never could get his name right. I never could get his name right. But I was hoping to see Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke go head to head. Like, that would have been a fight that I would love to see. I would have been like, just take all my money. Take it. Like, you cannot deny that we get to see like Deathstroke and Batman go head to head on a big screen. And then on top of that, there was also news that Batgirl was supposed to be in the Ben Affleck solo Batman movie, because she was supposed to be there helping to take down Deathstroke. And you know, again, Warner Brothers, why did you do this to us? Why? But again, you know, it would have been nice to see that all in all, because again, like, that is just something I was ready to see. I really can't say that, you know, a lot of people don't really like Ben Affleck Batman till this day. But truthfully, I like him even better than I like Christian Bale's Batman. Maybe it's because of, you know, that this Batman seems more comic accurate. I mean, just look at this suit, man. Just look at this suit. This is the suit that was worn in BVS. You cannot deny that this is not a great suit. I use this as my default all the time, and that just shows you how big of a fan of Ben Affleck's Batman that I am. A Batman that's, you know, has lost his way of he lost his moral code and is out, you know, here to kill and stuff. So again, I would have loved to seen that. But you know, this, like, again, like what I'm saying is that the Justice League movie had it was almost like BVS was a bridgeway of future movies we were promised. We was even supposed to get a solo Cyborg movie. It seemed like the movies like Aquaman, Wonder Woman, that's all it said. We were long overdue for a Flash movie. Like, you don't know how many times the Flash movie kept getting delayed and delayed here and there because of loss of actors and different creativity within the industry. Like the Flash, I don't know. The Flash don't get a lot of credit. I know with the success of the Flash on the CW, which, you know, by the way, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the CW Flash in like forever. Like, I think I stopped watching it right after season 5, or no, I watched half of season 5, and I don't know, it's just lost its edge. Like, I think after season 3 of the Flash, I did watch season 4. I actually still like the season 4 suit as one of my favorite default Flash suits, and then the second will be season 6. I didn't like the season 5 suit. It was just kind of weird looking, but I really didn't like that suit. I really didn't like the Flash that much now. I don't know. It just don't feel the same no more, especially with Arrow not being on anymore. I just feel like the shows have been out. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Like, again, it's probably just me. But again, I just can't. I'm just anxious to see what they're gonna do with the, you know, with what they're gonna do with the Snyderverse, because again, that's a movie that that had so much potential to a point where it could have led somewhere. It literally could have led somewhere, and I kid you not. Like, I wouldn't know what to do at this time. So it's just, you know, I'm a fan either way. Even I'm a huge fan no matter how good or how, you know, not good they are. I'ma still be there for DC, because again, like, I'm a big DC fan. So it kind of hurts me to know that it took a movement like release the Snyder Cut to finally give us what we've all been wanting for the longest. And, you know, a lot of us didn't like, and I'm not saying me, because I did like Batman vs Superman. That's actually my favorite superhero movie. If I had to choose what's my top favorite, it would be BVS. BVS is my favorite. Second would be Man of Steel. The third Avengers, not the third Avengers movie. My third favorite superhero movie would be the first Avengers movie, and I'm gonna do a video on which Avengers movie that I prefer the most. But yeah, like, I like those movies. Suicide Squad, like I said, you know, Suicide Squad had potential, but they changed things up at the last minute. So I really can't say that, oh wow, you know, they had potential, which they did. But, you know, with studios, they always want to interfere and change up a couple of things, thinking that, you know, that it's not going to be good, that we think that we need something like higher stake wise. So oh, I just saw your comment back, Super. And Lois carried a baby basket in their house while Bruce and said congrats to Clark. That's again, you know, and I believe that even Batman knew that that Lois was pregnant, and that just shows you that, you know, even after death, that Bruce knew that, you know, Superman was pregnant. And I think that's another reason why they wanted to bring him in, is because, you know, Superman is supposed to be the symbol. He's the one that's supposed to lead us out of whatever's going on. And, you know, with that, you know, Lois being the key and all, there's a reason why Batman wanted to bring Superman back to life. It's not because he needed him to fight the fight, but it's also because, if you remember back in BVS, Bruce realized that Clark was more human than any person on Earth, because, you know, a person with so much power, born on another planet, he's going through the same issues as any normal man would. And, you know, you have like he's working at the Daily Planet. He didn't grow up rich like Bruce did. Like, he grew up on a farm, was taught certain values about doing what's right, and, you know, all that jazz. And then here find out that um that he well, I cannot believe I did not take care of these turns. Where the heck have I been? Like, I'm confused. Like, I thought I took care of this. Of course I would have done that. And there's no way for me to go past this, is it? Like, there's really no way for me to go past this. Ah, geez Louise, I destroyed it. Well, ain't that something? I freaking destroyed the thing. Well, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to get out of this airship. But, so yeah, Batman or Bruce felt bad for killing someone who wasn't considered a threat at all. He was just a normal man trying to live a normal life. Dude, and even though he's, you know, not from Earth, again, you know, it just shows how human he is, because, you know, it's just, I would say that Superman was misunderstood by a lot of people. And even Batman himself, he misunderstood Clark, which is why he went through all this trouble to try and bring him back. And also the fact that he helped him, you know, retrieve the farm by saying that he bought the bank, and also by saying that what else did he say? He also said well, I cannot believe that I did not destroy those turrets. Like, I thought I did, but I guess I haven't played this in so long that maybe my mind is off. I don't know. I could be wrong. I literally could be wrong. But yeah, so Superman was a crucial part to the story. So seeing that, it just shows that and the airlocks, oh man, they have killing it. I can't even get in the thing no more. Jesus. Well, don't know what I'm gonna do now. I don't know how I'm gonna destroy that, but you know what? It is what it is. We're about to make good on what's given to us. So how about we go to the Vanessa Studios and see our good girl Harley Quinn? But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so you know, that just shows that that this story was literally going to be tied to the Arkhamverse. Like, it just shows that it was really not the Arkhamverse. I'm stupid. It's tied into the Injustice comic. And you know, and it's very popular to see, you know, heroes turn bad and see what their moral is, see where the line, you know, where it's not always gray, and shows that, you know, Superman going off this really shows you how human he is. Like, it really shows how human he is, because he really had a human connection, not only with his parents, but with Lois Lane. Lois Lane literally, and you know, I'm gonna have to give a shout out to my best friend. She always was for the whole Lois and Clark relationship. Like, with me, I've always preferred Superman and Wonder Woman to be a couple, and I know that there's other folks that will also disagree with me on that, but I don't know, it's just, I've always liked Superman and Wonder Woman being that power couple than than Lois Lane and Clark. But my best friend, she made a point saying that, you know, Lois is pretty much like the ground for Superman. It's that Lois is actually his connection towards humanity. And you know, I never did think about that, but it took me a while to realize that, you know, she was right. My best friend was right about that. You know, she kind of showed me that, you know, Lois actually does play an integral part in Clark and Superman's life. And looky here, look at Harley Quinn, just all locked up and stuff. Like, you know, it's funny that she's just locked up by herself with I take that back, 4 dead people, and we haven't even broke her out of here, you know. Like, she just here, just sobbing, sad, like, I want to let you out, but the game won't let me. The creator's just like, you know what, after you beat the game, we're just gonna have to keep you locked up in here. And I'm just like, well, you know, that's kind of sad. Like, that's kind of humane, just leaving her locked up in here with 4 dead bodies and a scary looking scarecrow face over there looking at her. Like, I know that's creepy. Like, I know that's creepy. But you know, like, it's the game. They won't let me out. So I guess you're gonna have to stay here and sob. But yeah, so again, Let's go see our big boy Lucius Fox at Wayne Tower. It's gonna be very interesting. Let's go. Pew pew pew. Let's go. Pew pew pew. So yeah, again, I'm really anxious to see where they would have taken the Snyderverse. Like, I would love to see the lineup of the Justice League, and I hope in the third movie. Oh yeah, if I might as well go ahead and talk about the third movie. So in the third Justice League movie, it was said to believe that Batman was supposed to die in this movie. So yes, Batman is supposed to die in the third Justice League movie, and his way of dying is that he's supposed to sacrifice himself. Meaning that he, you know, around the point Batman told Lois to hide in the Batcave, and somehow Darkseid boom tubes to the Batcave to kill Lois, but Batman was already prepared for Darkseid's coming, so he ended up killing Darkseid, but also sacrificing himself to prevent Superman from, you know, taking over the world and causing the nightmare scene. Because there was a scene in the at the end of Justice League where Batman and Joker were talking, saying that that this was all Batman's fault. That Batman was the one responsible for creating this world. That you know, you should be the one cleaning this up. Like he said, sending a boy to do a man's job, because you know, in this universe, Batman's like a senior hero and Superman is still kind of young in a way. Like, Batman's supposed to be the one to look over all the heroes. Oh, look at Lucius. He still looks beat up after that whole situation that happened with Hush. Which, by the way, you know, Hush is gone, and so yeah, Batman dies, and then 20 years later, of course, for those who remember, Superman and Lois did have a child, and 20 years later, this child is actually supposed to be the new Batman in the future. And I'm just like, so you're telling me that a half human, half Kryptonian hybrid doesn't have any powers, and yet he becomes a new Batman? But I mean, for those who's watching Lois, the Superman and Lois, I believe, the CW show that just aired with a couple of episodes, I'm pretty sure that Superman has two sons, and one of them has powers and the other one doesn't. So I guess seeing a Superboy with no powers taking on the mantle of Batman seems pretty idealistic. So again, I would like to see where they take that. So again, a lot of potential, a lot of interesting stories, something that we would all love to see in the beginning, but again, we won't be able to because I believe Warner Brothers was talking about just letting go of the entire Snyderverse. They gave us what we wanted. Now it's just like they're telling us, all right, you got what you wanted, now shut up and let us go ahead and forget about it, because we really did this because I know you guys will never stop talking about releasing the Snyder Cut. So it's one of those we did y'all a favor, now shut up type thing. So so it's more I'm just happy that we was able to see it. And if we get more people to view this movie, like, there's a possibility that we may be able to finish off the Snyder Cut. Or not the Snyder Cut. We may be able to finish this Justice League trilogy that we were promised to see way back when. So this could be very interesting. I'm anxious to see where they're going with this. I'm really anxious to see exactly where they take this story, and it would be interesting to see all the tie-ins that lead into, like, the solo Ben Affleck Batman. I'll be happy if they did like a HBO series of the solo Batman with Ben Affleck. I'll be happy to see that. I mean, they could just do a 6-part episode if that's the case. 6-part 30-minute episode, maybe 8 episode, 10 episode, however you want to put it. Just, you know, as long as I get to see how it all played out. There's also rumors that there was supposed to be a Joker movie with Jared Leto, but what happened with that is that, again, you know, they gave that to Joaquin Phoenix and they got that solo Joker, which, again, that Joker's a good movie. I still would have loved to see Jared Leto. I want to see more of Jared Leto's performance, because seeing that from the Justice League movie, I kind of want to see more. But there's also rumors going around that there's supposed to be a Joker and a Harley Quinn movie. So, you know, again, like, take everything as a grain of salt. Don't I try not to listen to everything, because, you know, it's just rumors until I hear the, you know, that it's been confirmed that, oh, we're getting this. So again, like, I'm really anxious to see where they take this. And with that, I hope I was able to pretty much talk as much as I could about the Snyder Cut. I know that there were some things in there that I may have forgotten. Again, like I said in my last video, it was a long movie to pretty much give the talk. I mean, not to give, but to talk about. And I was really trying to hit on points that, like, the ending scenes where it led to, like, something, would led to, like, future plot movies that we, you know, that we all were hoping to see on the big screen. And so I saw a list of the upcoming DC movies are supposed to be released. So I know that Robert Pattinson's Batman is supposed to be releasing next year. The Flash, I believe the Flash and Aquaman is released in next year as well. And then you have Shazam, which released in 2023. And Black Adam releases next year as well. So that's 4 DC movies that's being released next year. And hopefully this time that the Flash movie we actually get a chance to see the Flash movie, instead of it just being, you know, a big old saying we get close to the release date and they push it back another time. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm kind of getting tired of that, because I believe that Flash movie been pushed back way too many times, if I remember correctly. Because I remember way back when that movie was supposed to be released, like, 2018. And right now we're in 2021. So I'm really kind of tired that they keep pushing that movie back. Aquaman was a good movie. Again, I hope that for some odd reason, I hope it don't turn out kind of like the Wonder Woman 84 movie. Because, you know, there's, like, for some odd reason, there's always been this thing where movies that have sequels never end up doing as good as the first one. And I know that the sequel's supposed to be a bit different, but, you know, like, I don't know what I'm not, like I said, I'm not bashing Wonder Woman, but I'm just, like, it just didn't seem, it just didn't seem as good as when I first saw the first one, I would say. Oh, and then with Suicide Squad, I think that releases this year. If not, no, I believe that movie releases next year too, if I'm not mistaken. So I think Suicide Squad released next year as well. So, so again, I'm anxious to see where they go with that one. Again, like, I'm really anxious to see what the DC movies have to offer. So wow, I can't believe I'm actually trying to do a good parking in the freaking GCPD. But look at this car, like, it's just amazing. I love this Batmobile. I really dig this Batmobile. There may be a few things I'll change here and there, but you cannot say that this is not a good looking car. Like, that is a very good looking car, very detailed. It just looks so militaristic. Like, it could literally be one of those cars you could take into the war and just be like assaulting folks. Too bad it got destroyed in, you know, Justice League, but, you know, with Batman, he has money. He can always build him a new car. So and here I am walking into the GCPD like ain't giving no craps about. But, you know, here we are in this place, just looking around, seeing everybody just living their best life, being locked up because I put him there. Serves you right, trying to go out here and do all kinds of anarchy, knowing that I was gonna be here to stop y'all. But what can I say? You know, criminals are cowardly and superstitious, like Batman always said and Jim Gordon always say. So I have no idea where Jim is. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find Jim after I beat this game, but I know Barbara Gordon is here. I know Aaron Cash is here. Sorry, I was getting parched. I needed to drink something. But yeah, so everybody's here. All the criminals that I locked up, they're all here. Yeah, it's surprised none of them actually try to kill each other, but you know how it is. Actually, matter of fact, there's also another cell of villains here as well. They're all in here. You have Killer Croc in this giant cell, and you have Ra's al Ghul, who's close to pretty much dying. He should have died already. You have the Warden, who was out here experimenting on Croc, and then you have Jervis Tetch, aka the Mad Hatter. Man, this guy is short. Like, he is literally short. But what am I saying? I'm like 5'8", so I'm pretty sure I'm taller than him, but I'm nowhere near taller than Batman. So whoop-de-doo, I guess, everybody. But but yeah, like I'm really anxious to see where they go with this. Wow, this room is really dark and kind of dusty. Like, they really need to clean this. Like, does all police villains look like this? Just rusty, dusty type thing, especially in this interrogation room. Like, wow, like the least they could do is just clean up a bit or something. Dang, like Jesus, look at this area. It's just dusty. Like, let me get out of here, because looking at dust just make my allergies itch. I know that sounds weird. It makes my allergies itch like like really, yeah, it makes my allergies itch like crap. But oh yeah, and again, here's Barbara Gordon. She's just chilling.
Tim and your dad are fine.
Oh, I forgot to do this little thing right here, dialogue.
I spoke to them a moment ago. Thanks, Bruce. It's funny. I was waiting for Dad to do his protective father bit. I had it all ready in my head what I was going to say. But he didn't go there. He just told me that he loved me and that he was proud. Maybe he hit his head.
Maybe he's starting to see you. The real you.
What are you going to do, Bruce?
Finish it.
Good. I'm just getting warmed up.
Huh, I forgot to do that dialogue. But yeah, in this game, everyone knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne. Pretty much everyone around the world now knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman, or that Batman is Bruce Wayne, if you want to say. Because there's this saying that it's not what they said. Bruce Wayne is what I can do, but Batman is who I am. Same goes for with Superman, is saying that Superman is what I can do, but Clark Kent is who I am. So, yeah. So everyone in the game knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman. Even the villains, the police officers, the whole world knows about this. And actually, now that I think about it, I know I was talking about Suicide Squad, but for those who don't know, there's actually going to be a Suicide Squad game set within this set in this universe. So I think that's another reason why Suicide Squad is also going to be a big hit, because they're also having a game that ties into the movie. So I can't wait to see what they do with that. Again, it's going to be something fairly new. Wait, I can't get into that? Since when? Oh, you punks. But I forgot how to get through that. But I guess I can't get through it. Oh, wait a minute. I have to shoot my way through it, I think. Dang it, what was I doing? Right, so okay, there we go. I knew I had to get up. Oh, that's why I can't get up there. The freaking thing broke. But anywho, so yeah, so there's supposed to be a Suicide Squad game tied into this. So, and then we're supposed to be getting the Gotham Knights thing. I hope it don't turn out like the Avengers game. I'm not bashing the game, but now I'm starting to see what a lot of folks are saying about that game. Like, there's really nothing to do in there. Like, it's really nothing to do in there. I think I only get on that game once every week just to do the mega highs, but after that, that's about it. There's literally nothing else to do on that game. It's sad, it's really sad. So this is the GCPD office. What the freak was that? All I did was just got on this, and next thing you know, that crap happened. Oh yeah, I forgot Dave. did that too. So yeah, this is the GCPD office. Whoop-de-doo, yada yada, woo-doo, all that. Whoopee! But yeah, so you know, thank you for watching. I'm hope to do this again. I really enjoyed just sharing my thoughts and opinions on some of the upcoming projects that's supposed to be upon us. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys again.